So we're just gonna like start randomly having a conversation, and then
Yeah.
Andre does his elaborate intro.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
So so anyways, what kind of characters do you guys hate in video games or just in general? Like,
characters?
Yeah, don't give me like don't give some bullshit like, oh yeah, because I was my enemy type of thing. Just like something that just really ticks you off about him. Like, why
The
does this person
snobby
be the
character that's all pristine and shit. He usually has like a rapier sword or some shit like that. That just entire archetype. I don't like that nigga.
That entire archetype.
You know the one I'm talking about. He's probably like from a royal
exactly
family or some shit. He wears like a long white flowing coat. He has a rapier sword. He like, I don't know, son.
Are you saying Arabian or a sword?
Rapier. That's what it's called. It's not
There's
bad.
a sword
That's
called
what it's called.
rapier, right?
It's a rapier.
Yeah, it's called a rapier. It's called a
Okay.
rapier.
Okay. Because I'm like, I got confused. Like, if he had put like a rape sword, then yeah, you probably wouldn't be a fan favorite.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It's gonna be one of those type of shows, huh?
One of those.
We're live, by the way.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rape. Rape. That was a hard R too. I just want to throw it out there.
You got throwing them hard R's every now and again.
Let the people know what's up. I feel you.
Sometimes, I mean, you can't do it every time, but every now and again, you gotta let them know. And speaking of let them know, what's up, guys? This is the IMO Podcast, your weekly show of all things bullshit. I'm your very, 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 very chilled out host. My name is Andre, and I will be your host, moderator, castier. That's not really a word. I'm just making shit up on the fly. With my other co-host here, Flonora, what's up?
Hey.
I'm not
We've
gonna
been
say
over
anything.
this.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. Jared, what's up? We're gonna skip you. Jared, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Man, once again, it's so good that I can hear your voice here, fam.
Sorry.
You can actually contribute to the fucking conversation. I'm just
Right, sorry.
just one more time for Jared, everybody.
Right. Thank you.
It was a long time coming. Damn, I think it was most of the year, wasn't it? God damn.
It was,
Since we like first started the fucking show.
we like this charisma so much, we had to wait him out. We was gonna wait him out.
Right.
Exactly. Maurice, what's up, man?
Did you know that
Here we go.
50 Shades Darker made $400 million at the box office? Did you know that?
Altogether?
Altogether, yeah, with a budget of $55 million.
I was about to say, like, what was the budget? Wait, what? From 50 million to 4? God damn it, we might get another one of these damn things.
We are getting another one of these things. What are you talking about? That's more than what? 6 times their profit? Like, excuse me? I mean, sorry, 6 times their investment?
That's crazy. Who was watching this shit?
I don't.
Twilight fans?
Middle-aged women who were also Twilight fans.
I know a lot of people. I don't know nobody that watched this movie.
Right.
Where's all this money coming from?
Right. Like
I don't know
my
People that watched
squad.
the movie because someone else watched the movie.
My squads were on lock. Ain't nobody go see that. Nobody.
Even people that's not a part of the squad, I'm just going. I just like the comment. Nobody's ever talked about this series ever.
So it came out February, right? February this year.
The fuck?
But I just have randomly looked it up because I wanted to see how well it did. And it did extremely well. And I'm super upset.
You want to know what's even weirder than that?
What's
Take
up?
Care. That's an album by Drake that came out 6 years ago. That's still on the top 200.
Like, when did they come out?
Why are you mad at that?
Wow.
Okay, so there was a Drake. I think it was like Drake's like second album or some shit, and it's still charting after it came out 6 years ago. So it was within like the top 200 like most played song albums.
Did any of the music come out in that time frame, or
From 6 years ago till now.
okay?
It's still charting. That shit is crazy. That's nuts. I can't even like put that into like a good metaphor. Anyway, moving on.
Should we? Need to question humanity real quick.
I mean, we should. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, nobody. It's a Twilight spinoff. It's not even a spinoff. It's a.
It's a rip.
Almost like a fanfic, but it's the same writer, I believe.
No, it's not. It's some random like London chick who just wrote it on her fucking BlackBerry. Who just wrote fanfic? Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Serious?
Yep.
It's fan fiction.
Yep.
Why do you think we're so upset over this shit? Like, I don't usually like to hate that much, but this shit doesn't make any type of sense. Like, fan fiction? Really? Really? I could come up with some bullshit from about what? Dragon Ball Z right the fuck now, people. I want like $400 million from this shit. What's good? Warner Brothers, you listening? Maybe not Warner Brothers.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure she didn't write this movie in particular. I think it was like her husband or something, or someone different.
Man, I ain't got.
I ain't got time for these motherfuckers.
Basically, better throw a clock at these hoes. Like. Anyway, let's just get right into it, guys. All right, so Big Willie, Big Willie style. Big Willie. We all know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Maurice, you know who I'm talking about, sir?
Will Smith.
I just had to make sure because sometimes he's not on the ball.
What do I get? Do I get anything?
I said, no, you don't get shit. I just wanted to know if you were like on the same page as us right now when I say Big Willie style. Okay. This nigga had a song. This nigga had an album called Big Willie Style. God damn. Anyway.
He was younger back then, man. Come on.
He wasn't that young.
He was younger than he is now.
I mean, shit. I was younger than I was yesterday, so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's years though. Years of difference, man. Years of difference.
That all that years of experience didn't save him from signing a contract on this fucking movie. Anyway, Netflix original movie.
Why did he get saved? Right. He made like $10 million off this one movie. He is 1/9 the budget of this movie. I just want to let you know that. Like, just put that into perspective.
I mean, Will Smith. I think Will Smith is still it's The Rock right now. But for the past like 3 years or so, Will Smith was like the highest paid actor in Hollywood. So it's like a fucking miracle that Netflix even got Will Smith in the first place. So anyway, and I think that's a mighty low check for Will Smith, by the way. Anyway, the movie Bright, the Netflix original movie. I can't understand these notes, so I'm just gonna skip to the next one. Anyway, this movie is about black people, white people, elves, and orcs in that order. Guys, what did you guys think of? Give me like an overview of this movie, since I'm not doing the proper job of it, clearly. I'm gonna get into that in 1 second.
But this overview of the movie, the orcs are technically the black people, the oppressed, labeled as the criminal gangsters. You have one orc that hopes to break that stereotype by joining the LAPD, the first one under a diversity hire program. Will Smith becomes his partner, the reluctant partner that doesn't want anything to do with it. And it kind of formulates to the traditional cop movie. Is like you have the veteran cop that wants nothing to do with the rookie, and they get into all types of crazy mayhem. They stumble upon this elf. I think it was Tinka. Am I pronouncing that right? It was
Tinka.
Yeah, Tinka. She stole a wand from this group, and she's wanted by these evil elves. They're trying to bring back the Dark Lord. Yeah. They're trying to bring back the Dark Lord, and it's basically you have the orc and Will Smith. They're basically her saviors at this point, and trying to prevent them from taking over the world. So,
all right, guys. Do you guys? And thanks for that. Thanks for that synopsis. Cause I thought this movie was dumb as shit, boy.
I knew it. I knew you would be the one that would go against this movie. I knew it as soon as you said it in the chat. We'll see. You'll see my reaction.
Good lord. Now then. So now that we've gotten that out the way, the movie wasn't all that bad. I still think it's dumb as shit. I still enjoyed myself with this movie. There are still several things that's holding this shit back. But I'm going to get into that in 1 second. So you can shut the fuck up. I didn't think it was bad, all right? Maurice. Oh, let's start with Jared.
I don't know. I felt like I want to say I felt like a connection to this movie because especially how it started, like it portrayed, you know, a lot of racism.
With Will Smith getting shot? That's how you. That's how you. The way this movie started off, Will Smith got shot, and I connected to that on a personal level.
He was like critical care. That's why he hates Jacoby. But not more along the lines of like I understood like what they're talking about when it comes to them portraying racism. You know, like understanding, you know, being judged. And I'm just like, yo, I really can see, like, I can connect to this shit. And it's just like, it just kind of like, just made me, I don't know, feel as though I'm there type of thing. Like, you know, I can see how this works. You know, this happens here. And they point out, like, you know, like Jacoby's trying to, you know, be a cop, you know, break the stereotype. And I'm like, yo, people really don't want to fix this shit. They just want to keep it the same way as it is. They talk about how racism is bad, but they're fucking racist. They don't see it. I'm like, wow, okay. I don't know.
I wish they weren't a little bit too heavy-handed with the racism thing, because that's really like a majority of the movie. If you would have stripped that shit out, you wouldn't really have too much left of the movie, because God knows this plot makes no fucking sense. Maurice, what you think,
but that was the whole point of the racism even being there. That because it was part of the story. Like the whole story started off because the orcs chose the wrong side. And now that they like kind of rejoined society after that battle that happened a couple thousand years ago, they're feeling like the racial like backdraw from it. Because like, you know, the other races kind of banded together. They were all like, you know, yeah, we're gonna hug this shit out. And they treat the orcs badly because the orcs chose the wrong side. And the orcs have just been trying to redeem themselves since then. That is the backbone of this fucking movie. And it does, of course, if you take it out, nothing works. Like,
I wouldn't have a problem with that if that was the movie, but they throw in like this other shit, which I don't really care about. I would rather this movie focus on the Training Day racist aspect, magic shit. Well, maybe not the magic shit, but let me back up. Where this movie falls off,
please do, because it's like I don't understand.
Where this movie falls off is when it gets into this subplot about the magic wand and this little girl and elves chasing them. I think this movie completely falls off when it gets to that point. If you would have made this entire movie about being racist cops,
wait,
yeah, because I'm sorry, I misspoke. The setting, the racist stuff is the setting is part of the setting to the movie. Like it kind of just helps everything, like it kind of helps the story be told because of all of that, right? Without it, the story doesn't really work because there's no conflict. But the main plot is that wand and that escort mission. That is the story that we're hearing. It's just there's this other story behind that we don't know yet, that we're not seeing.
Right, and I didn't like the escort part. Like all of that shit with Tika, the elves, and whatever the fuck the gang. Well, maybe not the gangsters. They were actually pretty cool. All that shit, I didn't really care about it because I didn't know what the fuck they were trying to do. Like they're trying to get this wand. They're talking about some raising the Dark Lord who has no name, and everybody's talking about the Brights, and we're trying to raise the Dark Lord, and we're trying to do this, and like none of this shit is really explained all that well. So you have the girl Tika who was running away for some fucking reason. Yes, please go ahead and cut in. Yes, go ahead.
To the bright, and she took the wand because she doesn't want the Dark Lord to come back. It's like she's trying to save the world, but she needs some help because as you go like further along the movie, she is a bright, but she doesn't have, like, she's a newbie. She's still a rookie. She doesn't have control of the power of the wand. So it's like she's just, the best thing that she thought of was just to like take the wand and make sure it's just not in the wrong hands. I don't know what part of that you don't understand or are confused about.
Because
I don't think it needed any more detail.
Because they mentioned it one time. No, if you want to interrupt me, I'm going to interrupt you. All right. Okay. So they're taking the wand. We're trying to raise the Dark Lord. Why? Is that what all the elves are trying to do? Is that what the elves are trying to?
No,
is that their thing to raise
no.
the Dark Lord, or is it just this subgroup right here? And if so, why the fuck does nobody else know about this? Is it just these two? Like these two niggas are the only thing keeping the world from being destroyed? It didn't really work for me. There was no sense of.
I don't think you.
We gotta hurry up and do this shit.
During the movie?
So
I don't think you paid. You just so many things you missed.
Let me say this, Andre. All that stuff was explained in the movie, albeit it was a bit short on the explanation. Like you didn't really spend too much time on anything because they were. I guess they were focusing more on like the plot of like getting everything done. But they did explain that the chick who's the wand belonged to that one elf chick that came after them, and she was definitely separate from the rest of those guys. That much was explained. But I can't give you that. It was probably like not. I wouldn't say explained well enough, but it probably wasn't like it was just kind of like too short. Like you were kind of like on to the next thing, as if they expected you to like already know what was going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'll give you that, but I'll give you that.
It had no weight to it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll give you that, but it was definitely in the movie. So just for the viewers.
Yeah, but all right, you give us like 2 minutes. I still don't care about 2 minutes of that. You already that's like me saying, I mean, I can't even give a fucking metaphor for that shit. It has no weight to it. They mentioned in the I don't even whatever. Hey, they need to want to bring back the Dark Lord. That's it. I mean, I swear to God, that was pretty much it. And then they move on and doing the other shit that they need to do.
They were kind of like throwing it in throughout the movie. Okay, when they first encountered the dude with the sword, he was part of the Shield of the Light. He was saying something in Orcish to our man Jacoby, the orc, and he was telling him like, "Yo, you're the chosen one. You have to go back to the old ways." Da 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 da. And then when he gets in with, he sits with like the FBI. Well, I forgot what they were really called, but basically, they're federal agents of magic. So like the two, like, okay, Will Smith and Jacoby, they're not the only ones that know about the wand. Obviously, you have the FBI are aware of it, but they are trying to.
I don't think it was the FBI. I don't think it was FBI. I think it was like another group.
I know. I can't remember what they were called, but they're like federal agents.
It was the magic task force.
Yeah, something to that effect. And it's not completely unknown. It's just that they're trying to keep it covered up because, again, I think they said there were only 3 wands in the whole world, and they're super powerful. And you saw how if you got the wand, anything can come true. You get money. Like that's how so many people were after it. The cops were after it. The gangsters were after it. Yeah, like it's basically if word got out about the location and then who has these wands, like it would be all out war.
It was.
So
like,
that's the reason for the company.
Yeah, rush for that shit.
Right. So it's not like people. A lot of people didn't know, but it was kept under wraps. Only a certain amount of people know.
Yeah, because like didn't that
answers your question?
Like hide the bodies? Or no, that was Lila that did that.
Yeah.
The police bodies were on the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they wanted to make sure that shit was secret, yo.
Okay, let's talk about a positive here, because you guys are gonna think I hate the movie. I just think that the story is complete garbage. Anyway, I actually thought that the actors in the movie weren't that bad. They were actually pretty good. Coming from Will Smith, whoever the fuck plays Jacoby, the elf girl, she did decent, even though she's pretty much not a Mary Sue, but what's the word I'm looking for, Maurice?
That chick from Fifth Element.
The chick from Fifth Element?
Leela. Or Lilu.
Oh.
That's basically all she was.
I mean, even though I'm not a big fan of that whole archetype of character, but she did her part, and audience, for everybody that's listening, you know the type of character I'm talking about. She's This is the little girl who doesn't really speak English, but she's super powerful and she's really important to the plot. And the main character's got to get her to a certain place. Once again, weak storytelling.
You mean like X-23?
You mean like a plot device?
Thank you, Maurice. She's a very typical plot device. The point is to get her from point A to point B, back to point A, and then to point C. That's literally how this movie goes.
Mm-hmm.
But the actors weren't all that great. You know, Will Smith, I don't think he can do a bad acting role at this point. And the reason I think I like this Will Smith in this so much because he's pretty much Will Smith from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, is if he got older. That's pretty much what he's playing right now.
See, so let me go here. So I disagree with that, right? I think what the strength of the movie was in the concept. The setting was the setting of the movie was really good and opens up the film for like subsequent movies, right? This one may have not been the strongest, but I like the concept that they were pushing towards me. Like that on paper seems like it makes a lot of sense. It can hit a lot of people. I don't think that the execution, as far as I'm getting into the negatives, but positives. Fucking dragon in the joint. It wasn't in there, but you saw like a little silhouette of it flying off into the distance. So I'm really curious to how that works.
Okay, so let's talk about that for one second. Let's talk about that for 1 second. As cool as that moment was, cynical me was going, okay, so we're not going to talk about that? Like, yeah. That looks like a fucking problem right there. You just have a dragging over top of the city. I just felt that they did it because they can do.
You should assume it's not until it is.
Oh, I don't know what makes you think that we're going to get any spin-offs.
Also, I mean, to be fair, it's also a universe where you have fairies, magical elves, orcs, God knows what other type.
Yeah, like this is the world where fairies exist.
There was a centaur.
So I understand there
was a centaur.
It makes sense that the dragon is there. It's just the fact that it's just out in the fucking open, and I'm like, okay, so we're not. That's like if a fucking crocodile was in my apartment right now. Like we're just gonna. Hey, it's there. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And Maurice just has a hard on for dragons. I knew he was gonna bring that shit up, but
it was a fucking dragon. It was a dragon. Just roaring on this guy's son. You saw that shit flying next to the moon.
Yeah, but I'm one of those people like, all right, if you're not going to explain it, don't put it there. Because now I'm just wondering, okay, so, I mean, are they just like birds and they just don't fuck with people? Or like, what? So we just have dragons just flying? Like, somebody needs to explain that, all right?
Well, from the lore, it seems like it's kind of close to like Lord of the Rings, World of Warcraft type lore. Or fantasy type lore with orcs and elves and shit. So you can assume that there are dragons in this world, and they probably are sentient beings, so they're not just like, what was it, Aragon, that movie, or like any other movie where dragons like don't speak or sound smart, mostly American shit. So
fair enough.
Yeah, so I just assumed that it was kind of like it was like an elder dragon that was just kind of like just, you know, he chilling, humans, like that's insignificant to him, it's not his pay grade, so
I guess, man. Anyway, as good as the actors were, the two main actors were, Jacoby especially, I think whoever played him, I'm sorry I don't know your name, dude, but he did a fantastic job. I actually felt like he grew up as a fucking orc. So that's kudos to him. That's a definite positive. Negative, everybody else is just so incredibly generic, bare bones. It almost baffled me.
Yeah.
How non-existent every other character is. We don't even know the name of the two elves. Besides Jacoby and Will Smith, there are no other characters in this movie.
Again, like I said, the strength of the movie was in the world, not in the story. The story was kind of weak. Will Smith and the other dude, whose name I don't know, they did like a serviceable job, but Yeah, that's it. That was it. That was all I was saying. I really like the world. Now, if you couldn't tell, the world was fucking hype.
I like the world too, but they don't focus on that. They focus on this bright shit and a magic wand, and I'm like, let's have the characters have the struggle with the racism thing and about this 1,000-year about this war 2,000 years ago and how they choose evil. Let's go more into that. I don't care about this Dark Lord Voldemort coming back and causing the Dark Shadow. Like, nobody cares.
I think the reason they put mentioned that in the first place is because this is not meant to just be one movie, right? It's supposed to be like a bunch of stuff, hopefully a bunch of movies, but I really want is more like a TV series. I feel like that's one criticism I had about the movie.
It's going to be way too expensive for a TV series. That's not happening.
I mean, maybe
Will
we'll be able to make
a TV series.
True. I mean, not cast Will Smith, obviously, but I feel like it works better as a TV series, like the concept of the show and the movie. I mean, sorry, the concept of the movie works better as a TV show. Just don't have Will Smith as the fucking lead actor.
I can agree with that. Like, if they have a spinoff and they don't focus on like this other like the bright shit, and they're focused on like, all right, just going like their day to day, or they have a certain situation they want to focus on the racism and the hierarchy of the different races. Cool, I'm all for that. I just don't care about that other plot with the wand and the girl and Voldemort coming back, and we don't really care. And there was one part where they get captured by the other orc, and I'm like, so what the fuck is he trying to do? Like, he kills him, and then he comes back, and then these niggas bow to him. And
he was trying to get the wand. He told you what he wanted. And your boy, remember in the beginning of that movie, I'm remembering a lot of shit about this movie. In the beginning of the movie, they caught that one dude, and that one dude said that your boy is like someone of prophecy or something like that, right? So I thought they were talking about Will Smith, but now I'm pretty sure they were talking about the orc nigga, because when he came back, he fulfilled a prophecy, and orcs are like still like heavily rooted in that shit, like religion, right? So once he like did that and came back to life, like they was like, oh damn, that's Jesus, so I gotta bow to him.
Then that means we can't focus on their characters anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean, his arc is entirely done then.
That's probably.
It. You can't focus on those. Well, that really sucks because I actually like. That's the one character I actually like.
I mean, again, he can probably come back. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not done.
I mean, yeah, but everything that made him interesting is pretty much done. He's respected on the police force now. He's respected amongst the orcs now. He's probably going to be a better cop. He has a better relationship with Will Smith now.
Every
arc is done.
Every RPG group needs a tank, son. He could be that tank.
Okay, moving on to the action. Right. Moving on to the action. The action was solid. It got a little cheesy sometimes, but it was solid. I ain't got no complaints with it.
No disagreements here.
They were good. Yeah, they were good fight scenes. You know the actress that was playing that one lead, she's the sweetest actress. Did you guys see the girl with the dragon tattoo?
I wanted to.
I didn't.
Maurice wanted to see it because it said dragon in the title.
Yep.
Right.
Well, anyway, it's the same actress that played it, and I actually love her because she's just amazing and awesome in fight scenes.
Yo, kudos to Will Smith for dropping 4 dudes just by turning around, son. I'm sorry,
that shit was hilarious.
Sorry, he's like, what are okay, I got this.
It's really rare that I suspend my belief that much, but goddamn it, I did it for Will Smith. I'm just gonna assume that he took down 4 cops who all had guns, and they didn't shoot back. I'm just gonna assume that shit.
No, they did.
So.
They shot back.
They showed they shooting back.
They were missing like that, son. They were standing still.
I believe you're familiar with the term stormtroopers.
Okay, son. Okay. Soundtrack. It didn't really stand out to me all that much. I'm not too sure why this bullet point is here, but soundtrack.
I was jamming in the beginning. I can't lie to that. I was jamming a Logic.
You have Logic and Ragabond in the beginning with their first song. Migos Dangerous was good.
Was that in this movie?
There were a couple of others.
Yeah. I didn't hear it.
We had Meek Mill's YG and Snoop Dogg with That's My Nigga with a sample of like Snoop Dogg's old track in there. Come on. None of the songs stood out to you. Really?
Not really, no. It might have. I'll probably take the blame for that. I probably didn't. I just didn't notice the shit.
Confirmed. Dodgy didn't pay attention to the movie. But no, I didn't care for the soundtrack either.
Whatever.
Okay.
I think you just like rap in music. I mean, in movies.
Me?
I'm talking Flo.
I'm about to say that can't be true. I was just listening to fucking Aerosmith on my way home. Let that be. That wasn't Be Cool. It was something by like Steven Tyler and Christina Milian. So that shit was. Sorry.
Which Aerosmith song was it? Cashmere? I swear to God, if it's Cashmere.
It was Crying.
Aerosmith did not do Cashmere.
Who did Cashmere then?
No, that was Led Zeppelin.
Oh, I get them confused sometimes. They're both old and white. Anyway, well, the groups are old and white. Anyway, yeah, I didn't really care for the soundtrack. This is coming from a guy who actually likes Migos. So, I guess we can move on from this. Ratings, Jarrett.
I will definitely give this a solid like 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Cool. Maurice's
7 out of 10. But that is only
say it like that.
Because
of the fucking dragon.
No. But yes. But because of I was really sold on the setting, not so much the story that we saw like between Tika, Will Smith's character. Not that wasn't really like what got me. That was kind of like there. That was kind of like cool there, but I liked seeing more snippets of like the world as they kept progressing on. Like that shit got me rock hard. Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Had to say it like
Flo?
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Flo?
I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8, just because I do like the message that they were trying to send. What? I just like look. I like the soundtrack. I like the message, the story that they were trying to send. I like that this was different. I like the combination of World of Warcraft, which is different for me because I'm not usually into too deep of a fantasy, but combining it with like today's modern time actually worked for me. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Fair enough. Objectively, this movie is not good, but subjectively, I actually enjoyed it. So I'm gonna meet it right in the middle. I'm gonna give it a 5. This movie just had too many flaws for me. Just no character. I mean, bland characters. I mean, it had an interesting setting, terrible story, or generic story. As good as Will Smith was, I think it was a little bit over the top sometimes.
Oh,
like that part. Part where they get surrounded by the orcs, and like, I need you to get in your motherfucking car right the motherfucking now before I whoop your ass. I'm like, okay, all right, we get it. That's probably not what you would say in that situation. Wow,
that was hilarious.
You remember the exact word.
Like, pay attention to the movie.
The exact.
Some people didn't.
The exact words. I think that you probably wouldn't say anything like that in that situation, but hey,
it's a movie. No one would say anything in the exact scenario in a movie.
Oh no! You don't get to say it just because it's a movie. That's because you don't get to play that card. Right? You don't get to play that card. With racism in it. The movie is about racism. Oh, but whatever.
In the fantasy setting, it highlight. It's the same thing when you do with like any comic movie. Like Marvel has been talking about social injustice like ever since they first came out. But they have people with extraordinary abilities. So you can add a bit of realism into something that's complete fantasy. And it's like it's okay to have something that's complete completely unrealistic in something that is fantasy.
Wait, what?
You know, we never talked about how gory and how much violence was in this movie.
These motherfuckers was covered in blood for like a good, sounds like 10 minutes.
Right, son?
I remember it gets to a point where I think they just like wiped this shit off and then they put it back. Then they remembered, oh wait, you get niggas were bloody in the last scene. Let's put the blood back on your. I swear to God that happened one time.
And then they kept dropping the fucking F-bomb, son. Like, holy shit.
I think they did that a little bit too much.
I can agree with you on that.
I think they're just saying it. At that point, all right, we get it. You're just saying it just to say it. It's like that was the only problem, and I mean the only problem with Logan.
And real talk, the only person who can do that is fucking Samuel Jackson, and he's not in this movie, so I'm not sure why you're doing it.
Right? Yeah, I don't want to hear motherfucker like 80 times in one movie if it's not Samuel Jackson. You
right?
niggas are cheating.
Right. You're copying my man's first off.
Anyway, so yeah, we're pretty much not really agreeing on this. Besides Maurice and Jared, I didn't really like this all that much because of the directions it took, but I did enjoy it somewhat for the character. I mean, Will Smith and Jacoby. I'm sorry, I think it was Paul something.
Yeah, people kept saying that. People kept saying that they were awkward, but did you guys feel like the chemistry between them was awkward? Did you guys feel that way, or
it was awkward at first?
Yeah,
in the beginning.
I mean, I think
in the beginning it was.
Do you think that they wrote it that way because it's like you have a diversity
No.
higher? No.
They were just awkward in the beginning. They were just awkward.
I mean, how would you
writing.
feel? I mean, I'm pretty sure if someone like pretty much got you shot, I wouldn't say got you shot, but like could have prevented you getting shot.
But let the dude get away, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly let the dude get away. How you gonna feel driving with him? Like, of course it's gonna be fucking awkward.
That's true. That's fair.
I don't think that's.
Right.
I don't think that's the awkward.
Andre, I literally. So we're cops, right? Oh no, we're not even cops. There's a dude that like smacks you across the face and knocks you out. You don't and I don't go after him or do anything about it, right? I don't call the cops. I don't call the ambulance. Like some people just saw it and I didn't do anything. Like you wouldn't feel some type of way about that, like after the fact.
I would just assume that your phone died and you were too pussy to do it.
No, but then you're like, then on the train ride home, you're just gonna be like, oh, so what you about to do after this? You know, you trying to chill? I'm like.
I mean, you can buy me a drink or something. That'll always be nice.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, that was our review of Bright, and it doesn't really matter because most niggas hate this movie anyway, so we're probably not going to get a sequel.
I don't understand.
Most niggas
50 Shades of...
I don't know what other people are on.
Right, so 50 Shades of Grey, everybody hates it, but it makes $400 million. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
That shit is fake news, son. They made clones. I swear to God, it was the same nigga all the same time over and over again, son. There's no way that movie made that much money.
At least in this movie, they put fucking like effort into like the characters and shit as far as their costumes. Like, yeah, son. Like the makeup was really good. None of it looked like stupid or like fake or anything.
Oh yeah, that is a point. The makeup in this was pretty good, especially with the orcs. That
was
really good.
Yeah, and if you looked at all the orcs, like none of them had like the same design, so they had to literally redo. It's like they had to like shoot the next day with that same orc. Like they had to redo his design completely or shoot everything in the day.
I don't like how the gangster orcs were, because I'm like, look, man, nobody fucking dresses like this anymore. All right, I get it. You're trying to portray like the stereotypical gangster look, but this is almost like real life races where like you think that all black gangsters dress like this, or all Spanish gangsters dress like this with an oversized jersey, some Timberland, some baggy
racism
jeans or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, you niggas are getting a little bit too close to home with this shit.
Racism inside racism, man. It's true memery.
Right.
This movie was an entire meme. Well, I guess we got good memes out of this shit. I'll think about it later. But anyway, let's move on to something a little bit more tasteful.
It was tasteful. Fucking, did you not see the dragon?
Cool.
What's up with you and dragons?
What's up with you and not dragons?
You're talking to a Shavana babe from League of Legends.
You already know.
Yeah, and I think. Nothing, son. I'm just gonna move on. Fucking
Disney Channel had a show called Double Dragon. That was my shit, son. What?
I thought you were gonna say American Dragon.
American Dragon was my shit too, son.
Did you like the second season?
Not cause the art kind of threw me off.
Thank you.
Why does everybody keep saying that? It was on purpose. They did it on purpose. I was talking to this one girl on Twitter. And she was like, "Oh man, the second season where they just fell off." No, bitch, they did that intentionally. They had a different opening, everything. Like, what are you talking about?
I know they did it intentionally, but I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Oh, I just didn't like it. It sucked.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Son, Jake looked like he was anorexic when he was a dragon, and the first season looked like he was buff as shit.
I can understand why they did it though. It was probably because they wanted to like make more action sequences. And when you have like
Naruto.
Animation 101.
Yeah, like Naruto.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah, if you're the more detailed that character, I'm always speaking to the audience. The more detailed the character is, the harder it is to animate.
Why
So
you
they say, "All right,
why
let's
you
dumb this
underestimating
shit."
our audience? Like, what the fuck? Who do you think you are?
A lot of people actually probably wouldn't know that.
I feel like our audience does. Our audience is smart.
Yeah,
Right?
all three of them right now.
It's
We
4.
got 3 people.
It's 4.
Oh shit.
It's for
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Flonora an audience and the co-host. She true me.
Actually, I'm watching this,
Yeah.
so I think I'm one of them. Anyway, let's move on. This one's for Flonora, I guess. Quentin Tarantino talking about directing the Star Trek movie. All right, now here's the rule: they gotta say nigger in Star Trek. That's the only thing I care about. I need a Klingon to say nigger, and then Spock to say nigger or something like that. I need that to happen. They can do whatever the fuck else they want. I don't even care. Just have one of them say nigger.
Why is that a requirement?
Because
Why is
in
it a
every
requirement?
Quentin Tarantino movie, somebody's got to say nigger.
But
But
is he relevant in Star Trek?
I mean, it was irrelevant in all those other movies too.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't like.
Do I have a sign outside my room that says "dead nigger storage"?
I love that.
Then why is there a fucking dead nigger in my?
I love that movie.
So yeah, they got to say nigger. Somebody's got to say nigger. Sorry.
I don't think that's what they were kind of going for when they hired Quentin Tarantino. I think they were looking for to
That's what
be
you're
a little
gonna
bit
get.
more gory.
But no, that's what you're gonna get.
I think
His style of gore wouldn't work in Star Trek, mostly because it's like a cartoony kind of gore. It's like, I swear to
Yeah.
God, in Django Unchained, he shot a nigga and then like he burst into like, there was just like blood chunks all over the place. I'm like, a revolver from the 1800s doesn't do that, all right? So, so it wouldn't.
I don't know about all that.
Right, it wouldn't do all that. This is just Quentin Tarantino to just make up shit as he goes along. Nobody's taking this shit seriously, but well, some people are. But Quentin Tarantino is a fucking meme, all right? Like nobody really wants this or cares about this. Star Trek is dead after that last movie anyway, because nobody saw that shit. Did anybody see Star Trek Beyond? Damn, no, not like, damn, y'all ain't gotta be quiet on it though. Like,
I think I did. Was that the one where he died? Where he almost died? Where he basically died?
that was the second one.
Oh, wait, was the other one with the dude from White Castle? I saw that one.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The first one had the guy from White Castle.
the Asian guy, yeah.
Yeah, he was someone.
And the second one was pretty much a retread of Wrath of Khan. And then there was a third one called Star Trek Beyond, which I didn't even know this shit was being made until the fucking trailer came out. And I'm like, oh, they're making a third one? It must have been really bad because I don't remember anybody talking about that shit. And I think it came up against another very important movie. So, like, everybody was just like, fuck it. We're not going to see Star Trek. But back to Quentin Tarantino. What do you guys think? Are you guys yay, nay for Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek movie? Personally, I'm yay just for the memes because that shit sounds fucking priceless.
I want to see. I hope Samuel Jackson is in here because they always bring Samuel Jackson. And that one guy that kills the fucking monologues. I can't remember his name, but Inglourious.
DiCaprio?
No. It was that guy. You guys saw Inglourious Bastards, right?
Yes.
You remember the German dude
Yeah.
who came into that dude's house? He had a full monologue about basically saying, "I know you got these niggas in here. You either give them up or I kill you." But it was like,
Did he actually say nigga? Because
he
I don't
says
think
nigger in Hateful Eight, I think, or something else.
This nigga just can't not have his white actor say.
But can you
nigger.
tell me the name of the actor though? Can you tell me his name?
I don't know.
Son, he was. I'm about to look it up. I'm about to, because he kills the. He always has good monologues in his movies.
Was he also the dude who did Dead Nigger Storage? We're saying nigger
No.
a lot in this podcast. I love it. Oh boy.
Are you talking about
Christopher Waltz.
Christoph Waltz?
Christoph Waltz. There we go.
Oh right.
That
Him.
dude is a god.
He is up there. I was
He's
thinking of
really
the dude
too
from
good at playing a
Boondock
villain.
Saints.
He's like,
No,
he creeps me out as a villain. He's too meticulous and
That's
too
good.
like he looks like he can't be a villain, but when he plays a villain, it's freaking scary. And he was a little bit like way too good in Inglourious Bastards, but
Right.
I know it's like that has to be like on my top villain list for sure if I had one. But him, number one for sure.
Fair enough. All right, so moving on. There's a rumor going around, and this is just a rumor. Not too sure why we're talking about it, but Dave Bautista is talking about. Well, like I said, there's a rumor of Dave Bautista talking about leaving Hollywood and MCU for WWE. First off, that's even if he did, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 isn't being shot until like 2019 anyway. So if he wanted to take a break from the MCU, he's more than he has the time to do it. So I'm not too sure why everybody's in like a big fuss over this, to be very honest with you.
Wait, it's a rumor?
I mean, other actors can do other things.
Wait, is it a rumor?
That's
I
this
don't
shit
think
isn't
it's a rumor 'cause
confirmed.
it's-
Oh, fuck this shit. Go move on to the next thing. I thought it was real.
Nah, nobody. It's like it's a rumor. Nobody knows. I mean, seriously, even if it wasn't a rumor, I mean, they're treating it as if like he can't like do other things and then come back to acting. Like that shit is impossible. I don't know why the fuck this is here. Who the fuck put? Flo, was this you?
I saw the video. I didn't make it like to seem like, oh, he's leaving his role in the MCU. I'm saying.
Did you write this? Did you write Dave Bautista leaving Hollywood and MCU for WWE?
Yeah, I know. I wrote that because that's what the article said.
Yeah. Because it's basically what you just said. It's like, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 won't be shooting for a while, so this would be like a good opportunity for him to come back and make money. The fact that he is a way more popular star now, he could get more money from the WWE. Well, I mean, is he at The Rock's level? No, but he is further up than when he was when he left the WWE. And if he does come back, I hope that they will write a better storyline for him going in as well as coming out. Because it's like every time they bring Bautista back, as soon as he is up to leave, they just have him quit. And I'm like, that's the laziest story writing ever.
Kind of like Bright.
So,
That's
lazy,
fine.
right?
That's fine.
They put a lot of work.
Lazy. You just wasn't paying attention to certain details and you got lost.
I'm not saying
No, this
that.
shit- no,
Well,
this shit was
you
lazy.
probably. I felt like
This
you
shit was
weren't paying a
lazy.
lot of attention, but I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying they put a lot more effort into the concepts and the setting.
It's the prophecy. First of all, if anybody says it's the prophecy, that's automatic lazy storytelling. All right, I'm so sick of that shit. We're in a prophecy. It's destiny. That shit is lame.
That was a meme. They were memeing. That was part of the meme.
Are you sure, son? Are you sure?
I needed to be sure.
I don't think they were memeing, son.
I never liked a world just based on the story and not. I mean, just based on the setting and not the story. Like that. This is kind of new for me. So we're all learning here.
Right. Well, Yeah, that whole prophecy shit needs to go. I criticize that with every fucking series that does it. Harry Potter did it, Naruto did it, and I'm like, why the fuck are y'all doing this? We don't need this prophecy shit. Please stop it with it. Star Wars did it. I criticized it for that. Please, writers, if you're listening, stop just randomly throwing prophecy into your stories. It is very, very lazy. All right, moving on. Had to get that out real quick. Fucking Bright. Anyway.
So basically, you're saying that movies shouldn't do the Chosen One.
Yes, that shit is lame.
So that's basically getting rid of like.
Is in
So
every.
basically, you would get rid of the Matrix because Neo, he wasn't he the one.
Yes.
So you gotta get rid of the Matrix. You gotta get rid of all the Harry Potter. You have to get rid of
because she made it that way. Well, I'll tell you what. If it's about like, okay, they start off with that shit, okay, maybe. But if they have like a decent story and then they lead into, oh, it's destiny, it's the prophecy, that shit burns me up. Because Naruto did that exact thing. Oh, he's just a knucklehead, and I know we're going off on a tangent. I'm sorry, guys, but he's just a knuckleheaded ninja, and that's what made him cool, because he didn't really have an aptitude for this shit. What made him different was he just worked really, really, really hard to get whatever he is, and he had a demon locked up inside of him. That counts too.
That's a cheat code. That's a cheat code.
Yeah. Right, and then they go into this whole, oh, well, it's destiny, it's the prophecy, Jiraiya was supposed to train the Chosen One, and you're the Chosen One. I'm like, oh, come on, man. That shit it's just very lazy writing. Bright did it too, so Bright has to go as well.
Yeah, it kind of takes away from, like,
Bright was actually good. I just
So you're saying the Matrix wasn't good? Because you tried to come at me with the Matrix. Don't think I wasn't hip to that. You just came after me for the Matrix, but oh, Bright does it. Bright was actually good. You're saying Bright is better than the Matrix. You're saying Bright is better than the Matrix.
Or dealing with some type of prophecy, it had to go. And so yes, I did come for your Matrix. And I'm mad at you.
And then you just rebutted. And then you rebutted that you just said, oh well, Bright was actually good, as if the Matrix wasn't good.
I didn't say the Matrix wasn't good. I didn't say that. I said based on your requirements for a good plot.
Okay, moving on.
If they have anything to do with like the prophecy or the Chosen One, it had to go.
Because this is about to go in a circle. Let's move on. Just no. You can't say one thing and then act like the double-edged sword isn't there. Like, no, you can't do that. Anyway, in gaming news. The Fall of Destiny.
Go ahead.
The Fall of Destiny. Destiny is dead.
Do we have to talk about this?
The Fall of Destiny. I mean, you niggas wrote it. I'm just going off the list. Yes, it's right. I'm looking right at it.
What the fuck?
You had a gaming section. There was nothing there, and I was just like, y'all was talking about like.
Oh, y'all let Flo do this? Y'all let Flo handle the gaming section?
Look again, son. Oh my god, no, we're not. I don't want to talk about that.
Y'all let Flo handle the gaming section, huh?
No.
Son, this hurts, actually. This hurts almost as much as Battleborn, actually.
Let's not talk about the Destiny thing. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah, that's fine. Even though Destiny is pretty much failing, we can move on. We can move on from that shit.
Please do. I'm tired of talking about it.
We do talk about Destiny. We talk about Destiny a lot. So yeah, we can skip it.
Thank you.
In music news, first off, I'm very disappointed in everybody for not seeing Star Wars, especially how Flo basically based me in chat. Did you see this? All right, well I saw Bright. Did anybody see Star Wars? No. All right then. So I'm gonna base you guys in chat later, especially Flonora, who was like all over my neck about this shit.
I'm broke.
Okay, first of all, you already know I'm not a Star Wars fan, so no, I'm not gonna watch it.
We are not starting this. We are not starting this.
Oh, it's like that now, huh?
No, okay. It's the dumbest. No, it's the dumbest shit ever. Son, you've heard it before. I like Star Trek, so I can't like Star Wars. What type of shit?
Oh no, I mean we ain't gotta stay on it, but I just want you guys to remember this shit. That this is what she said. I don't like Star Wars. That's why I didn't see it. Okay. All right, cool. I mean, I didn't want to see The Punisher or Bright, but I started The Punisher and I watched Bright. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Moving on. Music. Macklemore, who I had no idea existed before this, had a song which I swear to God, this entire video reminded me of when I first met Maurice, and we were just doing hood rat shit all over the place. I swear to God, this was like my first year with Maurice in Europe. This was it. This was remnants of it.
Real thug.
Unfortunately, this video just made me like, of all the shit that we probably shouldn't have done while I was with Maurice. I remember my first time drinking was with Maurice. So Maurice is the problem of my drinking problem. So much love to Maurice, because alcohol did not touch my lips until I met Maurice. And then I think remember the first time that we drunk, we was actually on a fucking island somewhere, and we took shots of Jack and drunk Mike's Hard. Yo, what the fuck were we doing, son? What was the
What y'all doing?
It was lit.
Son, it was lit. I will say that. I remember one time we were like, and we were eating wheat thins.
Thin wheats, actually.
Were they really the knockoff ones, son?
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, pretty much this entire video was me and Maurice just like being 20. I think I was 19 at the time, and Maurice couldn't have been older.
Wait, you were 19? I thought you were 21.
Yes, I was 19.
Damn.
Maurice, you thought.
Damn. Ah, well.
Right, and you made big shots of this terrible ass alcohol.
Wait, how old are you? Wait, you're 24 now, right?
23.
Oh, damn true.
You're such a baby.
You are a terrible influence.
You want to talk about it?
We're going to get into the music part in 1 second, but the video part, this is one part where they ask like the hobo to get like alcohol for them. And not that I'm calling Maurice and Kiana hobos, but there was this one time we went to the Safeway to get Mike's Hard, right? And they carded all of us.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know they can do. And I don't think we got the alcohol that day because I was underage.
I thought we did. No, I thought we did.
Are you sure? Are we sure we got it from that?
They didn't card you. They were about to card you, but they didn't.
They did card me.
They did?
They did card me. Yes, they did.
Oh, she let us go anyway, so. Because we definitely had the alcohol after that. I remember that.
Yeah, we definitely got the alcohol, but it was like, I don't know, son. Just watching this shit just reminded me way too much of our early years, son. Just way too much. I remember we went to District Heights. We got high with Rashad. Oh, we probably. But anyway, we got.
It's legal in our state, baby.
Yeah, we went over to Rashad's house in like District Heights, one of the worst areas in DC, and we were just like fucking lost with all these niggas walking
District?
around.
I thought no, it was Capitol Heights.
Capitol Heights, even worse.
Yeah.
We got Blitz there too. Anyway, moving on to the Flo. Go talk about the music. Talk about what you liked about this shit. Cause I just got memory lanes with this nigga here.
Hey, it's your boy.
Terrible influence. God damn.
Well, what I kind of liked about this is, typical Macklemore. He likes to reminisce about random crazy stuff from, like, it almost reminded me of, like, thrift store. Like, he's just literally talking about what he did at these establishments. But it works. It works with the style. I definitely like the video. He channels his inner Eddie Murphy. He plays, like, different characters in the video. I am very grateful that at the end, they kind of tag, like, the rappers, and the new rappers. So we have Dave B and Travis Thompson. And I'm glad they pointed that at the end.
Good
because
God, I was about to say Travis Scott. I was about to lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Holy
I could have sworn that the chubby white kid was lip singing. I did not know he was really rapping. And I feel bad. But I'm glad they did that at the end. Overall, I did like the video. But I was like Macklemore. He can't do anything wrong.
What?
Alright. Cool.
Big statement there. Big statement there. Nah, yeah, I liked it too. Mainly, honestly, I liked it because of Andre's reasons. Like, it made me reminisce about just childhood shit, like just fucking around with friends, yo.
Right, because we all did this in some
Right.
we all have like those nights where we just got into shit that we most definitely should not have done. This was that entire movie. I mean, video.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was very nostalgic.
Yeah.
I definitely am gonna vibe out to this though. Like, I want to
Yeah.
get that song.
I liked it more for the song than the video, but I can't see. Yeah, but I can't see anything you guys are saying being wrong.
I think
Like,
it's
even the
good overall
beginning,
good job, you
yeah.
know, making us
You know what this
nostalgic and good songs. I like it.
Right. Speaking of the nostalgia factor, you know who this reminded me of the most? I'll give everybody one guess, and I'm you're not gonna get it, but I'm gonna give you guys one guess of what this.
Why guess then?
Like, are we talking about? Like,
I don't know. I guess I'll just tell you guys anyway. Does anybody remember a song called "I Love College" by Astor Roth?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this shit reminded me of.
And
Even though
I
I've never
love
been to fucking college. Exactly. I never even been to college, and that shit made me nostalgic of that. So this has like that very, very nostalgic feeling. Oh, just chilling outside the corner store, even though I never did that shit. The rest of the video just kind of goes into it's really about just chilling with your friends, and you know, one thing led to another, and you went from A to F, and that was your entire night. So we've all had situations like that. Unfortunately, mine was with fucking Maurice, and
it sounds like it's a bad thing.
It's your boy.
I mean, it's unfortunately it's son. Those times at Maurice's first apartment. Oh, you talk about something that was lit. I wish, Jared. I really wish you could have been there, son. The shenanigans at that place.
Man.
I remember like these random niggas just came up and drank all our booze. Oh man,
it was awful, but it was great.
It was absolutely terrible, son.
Dang.
Anyway, yeah. Oh right, and it was a dope song. Yeah. No, I ain't got no problems with the song. We don't really have anything else to talk about. I don't want to talk about this stop piece, especially.
What is it?
Say what?
What is it?
Diddy wants to buy the Panthers and sign Kaepernick.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, that's leaning towards sports. Nobody cares about that
Say that to sports fans.
I feel like sports is getting out of style,
Is it
though.
really more about sports?
It really is.
I mean, it's more making history.
History.
How was it making history?
I'm about to say, don't say that a rapper buying a sports team because
We're waiting for.
I don't think majority owner.
what?
It's like if Diddy buys the Panthers, he would be the first majority owner. Like some rappers that they have some shares, whether it's in an NFL team or NBA team. But if Diddy buys the Panthers, he would be majority owner.
Diddy is
And
rich.
that's making
This man
history.
is the richest rapper out there. Of course he can buy this shit and own it all.
That is true.
But that's
Diddy-
if they choose to sell it to him.
Bro, you really gonna deny the money that man's gonna put up?
Yeah, Diddy will probably put up.
You
I would
really
imagine he probably put up a bit.
underestimating racism?
You know what isn't racist? Green.
Right?
You got that right there.
Money
You're
ain't
in there.
racist. You know, money is not racist.
I just really want this to happen because I practically want the Panthers to turn into the Black Panthers. And
Oh,
have them dress
okay.
up as Black Panthers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fantasy
You're going
drafting
a
at
little
its
bit.
finest.
I can understand the love for the people. You taking this shit a little bit too far now. I just want the
I don't
Panthers
know,
to turn into the
because-
Black Panthers, even though there's a fucking Black Panther on the fucking. Okay.
I mean, I don't know about that because he's gonna sign Kaepernick to the Panthers solely because it's racist shit. I mean, from what I saw, like he didn't really do too well with his stats, you know. So I'm
He
like,
really didn't. He's actually a very mediocre quarterback.
it's not like you take like
Where you're going with this, and that's been the myth that's been they've been spreading around And they have signed way worse quarterbacks to their teams, not just like as first, but as second and third. Kaepernick at least has been to the Super Bowl. Statistically,
go ahead.
I mean, statistically, they hire quarterbacks that have never been to the Super Bowl or they've never really been to the playoffs. Kaepernick is still a good quarterback. The only reason he's been blackballed from the NFL is because he started the kneeling protest. Plain and simple.
I understand that, but it's like you're signing him. I don't know. It's just kind of weird that you're just gonna sign him. I don't know.
I see what you're saying, Jared. That is kind of weird. Like
it's just weird because it's like it's almost like favoritism type of thing. Like you treat. I don't know.
I don't think it's so much as favoritism.
He doesn't even want to be in the NFL because of that. He even said he wasn't going to support that shit. Like the corrupt NFL. He doesn't want to like play in it. So why sign him then?
Good point.
Wait, did he say that?
Yeah, I remember
because he got blackballed that he wasn't.
No, it was because of he felt as though he was serving an unjust cause or some shit like that. Like he didn't want to be a part of the NFL because they basically blackballed him for protesting, enforcing his First Amendment right.
But then after that, in the beginning of the season, you had a lot of players that were kneeling during the national anthem, and some of the owners joining in.
But that's what they're saying.
Change
that's what.
After that?
But wait, that's what they're. Isn't that what they're saying? Like it seems too mainstream to do it. It's like it's more for the publicity, for the politics, than the actual skill of the player.
I don't think I would. Let me say this. I don't think we should discount Kaepernick as a quarterback. He is still a good quarterback.
I'm not gonna say he's a great quarterback. I'm not gonna say he's a great quarterback.
He is a quarterback.
But because of his skill set, but he should be at least signed, if not first, second, or third, at least. But he got completely at the,
So okay, so I think I understand my point now. So you're saying an average quarterback should be signed just because of his cause rather than his skill? Because you have quarterbacks that are just as good, if not better.
That's the thing. People keep saying that.
I'm just saying.
But here's what I'm saying. It's just like
he's a very average quarterback. You never heard about Colin Kaepernick before he started taking a knee.
But he at least made it to the Super Bowl. So I mean, he's more than better than the average quarterback.
Was he the main quarterback?
I would say that.
I forgot what team he was on. That's the sad part.
Exactly, because nobody cared about that nigga before he got into the news. Like, he was just an average ass quarterback. Like, then he started taking a knee, and now everybody wants to start talking about him and shit. And no, he has a good message and shit, but you still drive like mid, Holmes. So
I mean, it'd be different. It'd be different if he was like, I'm not gonna say worse signing, but worse signing. I don't know. It's just like. Because think about it. Okay, so if Diddy buys the Panthers and signs Kaepernick, right? And Kaepernick doesn't perform, but he takes a knee, he's standing up for the cause. Well, your team's losing, bro. Like
you're losing.
Still
big
gonna go with
at
this?
That point. Right? Diddy not about that losing money shit either. Like,
I'm not. Now, keep in mind, he does have a good cause.
He didn't say first or second string, so I'm pretty sure Diddy. We already know that Diddy didn't make his millions just by making ridiculous decisions. I'm pretty sure that he would have at least some backup quarterbacks in mind.
See, okay. So why don't you
I think he would be good at recruiting.
Let's just get to the nitty gritty of this. You want a black man to own a team called the Panthers so we can turn into the Black Panthers, and so that they can take a knee and raise up their fist at the beginning of each game. Just say that. Just go ahead and say it, because that's what you want. That's all I'm seeing right now. Come on, now just admit that, because that's exactly what you want. Because you was about to say that at the beginning of this topic.
I did say that, and I want that too. Why can I have multiple things?
No, you
can't always have everything we want.
He was with the 49ers, and they went to the Super Bowl in 2011.
I think that was more because of the 49ers and not the... No, I'm not going to do that.
Because the quarterback does lead the show. Yeah.
But let's not pretend that the 49ers were never hot though.
And
that's my favorite NFL team right now.
And I think 2012 as well. Or 2013.
They did go back. I think they did go back to back.
Oh, that's right.
They did go back to back then.
2013.
Anyway,
yeah.
Go San Francisco. That's probably my favorite city. I'm gonna visit there one day. Hey Jared, you want to meet me in San Francisco, son?
Son, say the word.
All right, we're going to plan it next year, son.
All right. Okay.
Bring your Ford Focus or wherever the fuck you driving.
Nigga, I'm driving
Why
a
is San
2014
Francisco?
Dodge
Why is
Charger.
San
Get on
Francisco
my
your
level,
favorite
son.
city?
Because it's like a melting pot of like all the. There's a lot of weeb shit over there, and it's just it's a nice atmosphere as well too. San Francisco seems
my
like the shit.
girlfriend wants to go there too.
Oh, see, it's all working out. San Francisco's the move. A lot of streetwear culture comes out of San Francisco as well. That's why I want to go as well. Like, it's one of those hypey cities, and I just want to see what that's like, along with L.A. and New York. Got to do it for the culture, man.
If you say so.
Anyway,
New York got the food. Right?
Exact, son. I'm telling you, the Bay Area seems so fucking lit right now. You got the fucking Silicon Valley is over there too. Yeah, San Francisco is mighty lit right now. There's a bunch of Asians over there too, so we gotta go for that. But I mean, it's true. It's true. Think of Big Hero 6. The movie was based around San Francisco. The main character is Asian. Just saying, there's some truth into some of this shit. All right, so that's it for our show today, guys. We've ranted about this fucking rumor long enough, because that's all this is. It was a rumor. We gotta stop putting rumors. By the way, I don't really care about rumors. Is it confirmed or not? Let's talk about it. So I think Diddy was a rumor. Quentin Tarantino.
No, he says he wants to buy.
No, wait, Quentin Tarantino was definitely doing Star Trek. I read this out myself.
Oh, he's really doing that? Okay, well, good job.
Yeah.
All right, well, final words.
Final words. Damn, that's so.
Bright was
lit. Part. This is
they're
the hard
talking
part.
about.
I wish Bright was a live, like a TV or a series rather than just a single movie. Didn't really focus on that one shit. I kind of agree with you on that 100, but yeah.
Oh, now you want to say that shit at the end, huh? Now you want to say it.
Yeah, I don't know. Macklemore's song, dope as shit. Definitely gonna vibe out to it, and I'm kind of conflicted about Diddy wanting to buy the Panthers just because of Kaepernick. I don't know. I'm not all on board with that.
It's brotherly love now,
right?
I wish Bright was better. Dave Bautista leaving MCU, don't really care about it because he can do other things. As long as Quentin Tarantino slides in at least one nigger in Star Trek, I'm cool with it. And Macklemore put in a pretty dope song. Probably won't listen to it again, but if it comes on the radio or something, I'll definitely vibe out to that shit. Maurice.
Metalia's Bay, and I want Bright to be a TV series as well. I'll send you pictures. Don't even trip.
Okay. Flo.
Bright was lit. Macklemore was dope. Quentin Tarantino, Star Trek. Looking forward to that in the hope to near future.
Oh, wait, you're actually looking forward to that?
Yes.
Why? Okay, we're just going to end the show. That shit is going to be a meme, and you fucking know it. The entire movie is going to be a meme. Live long and prosper, nigga. I swear to God.
Yo, you were on this too hard, son.
Come on, there's gonna be a meme, son. Everything that Quentin Tarantino do is a meme. Django, The Hateful Eight. I don't think Pulp Fiction. All those movies are memes.
Oh my God. Yeah. I got to Pulp Fiction.
Oh, and I need Star Trek. I need Sam Jackson in Star Trek. It's got to happen. Have him play a Klingon or just a black guy in space. We don't have too many black guys in space. Have a black guy in space. Why not? I like black people in space. Like Finn, he was great in space, and he's black in space. All right, guys, we want to sign off from right here. Have a good night.
Peace out, pimps.
Bye.